There it is.
Here we go.
Hey. Oh, I forgot that they're so quick this time. I forgot I did that.
5 seconds.
I mean, it's been a month since we've done the podcast.
It's been about like half, I think. Bros and brolettes.
Vikings and Valkyries.
Welcome to Iron Theory,
the podcast about fitness, life, and everything in between.
I'm Arthur.
I'm Chris. I am.
I always like to do the opposite thing. So hi everybody. We're going to talk about strongman, video games, and things like that.
You are
it's gonna
very
be fun.
close to that microphone.
I hope so.
Okay.
It's for dramatic effects. So whoever's in their car with their 20-inch subwoofer, fuck you.
Oh my God. Wow.
But anyways, we were talking about piss and caffeine and a bunch of other stuff. So
yeah,
tune in before the actual podcast episode, so you can find more about our caffeine addictions, our day-to-day activities, and you'll probably hear about that.
I like how you said like day-to-day activities, and we literally just had like a 30-minute long conversation about shit. Literally.
I mean,
shit.
I know I can have a 30 to an hour conversation about shit or whatever else.
Have you considered just quitting everything, going back to med school for like gastroenterology, and just like making your life just absolute shit?
No,
shit, just daily shit.
No, it's just too much stress. I don't want that. It's just too much like school. Man.
Wouldn't it have been hilarious if COVID was like a gastrointestinal virus rather than a respiratory virus?
Good Lord!
And it was just
see now. Hold on. Now the toilet paper thing makes sense.
It would have made more sense.
Now the toilet paper thing. So I wouldn't be that mad if people were hoarding toilet paper because they have massive explosive diarrhea where they just can't make it. Like they're literally shitting themselves everywhere they fucking go.
How different?
How different would the world be?
Like, what would have changed? Like, instead of wearing masks, we just like
diapers?
3 months in, and like
we're wearing diapers. You have to wear on the
diaper
outside.
mandate. Fucking rednecks with truck nuts like come out to Walmart. They're like, "Sir, why aren't you wearing your diaper?" Like,
this is my freedom, my liberty.
The world is my toilet.
This is within my rights to go commando wherever I please and shit where I please. God tell you what.
There's a global shortage in Pedialyte and Gatorade as dehydration becomes the #1 cause of death.
Rice becomes scarce. Every kind of carbohydrate has become scarce for trying to deal with this virus. Oh, man, that's good.
Oh, my God.
That's good. Yeah, let us know. Whatever social media you decide to contact us on when you listen to this, let us know. Would you prefer a shit storm virus where you're literally shitting your brains out, or respiratory?
I mean, that does it like everywhere else in the world where you don't have like drinking water treatments. Like that's what it is. It's just dysentery. Like
that's
like Oregon Trail. Like you just sudden explosion poop disease. You just die from.
Is that what dysentery is?
Yeah, it's just extreme. It's the diarrhea that kills you.
It sounds horrible. It's like you're so dehydrated. Just think about like the sickest you've ever been.
Yes.
And you're so dehydrated and just like you have no energy, and then it's still coming out. It's just like draining your body. You're just like, please, Mom, can I have some? It's like violent, like you're trying to have serious, this person's dying, but then you just hear these like fucking flatulence happening. It's perfect.
Oh God.
Speaking of shitting our brains out, strongman.
Yes. So how do we get to that? Yeah. So I was like, it was an insane weight cut. I went from 220.
Oh, yeah, that's a good segue.
Yeah. I went from like 224 all the way down to 214 the day of.
Hold that thought.
Just to go all the way back up to 228.
I was
2 days later. It was insane.
See, my segue was the weights themselves were gonna make you shit themselves. But that's a better segue, I think, is the weight cut with the shitting yourself. That's true.
Yeah. Well, I didn't shit myself to lose weight. I pissed myself to lose weight.
Okay. Carry on.
Yeah.
Because this is a conversation we actually didn't have yet. I did not talk to you in-person, full-on conversation about it. It was like maybe because you had school and stuff like that throughout the whole week, so not much of a conversation about the whole experience. I mean, it just kind of like, oh yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
good. X, Y, and Z happened, sweet, but not a lot of detail.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show was an impulse. I signed up two weeks before the actual event day. I was 228 when I did, so I'm like, oh, I could lose 8 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
As it turns out, I can't, so I lost like 5 pounds, and then I like did a water cut to make weight, and I was freaking out because 2 days before I was still like 224, and I had to be below 220. So I'm like, fuck it, I know how to lose water weight the fastest. I'll just cut out carbs for 2 days, and lo and behold, there goes 8 pounds in 2 days.
See,
easy enough.
If any of my clients are listening to this and they're worried about staying around the same weight, that is literally it. You could hold a lot of water weight. You could hold 8 pounds of water weight on your body.
Well, I mean, so here, and the reason why cutting out carbs for a water cut is so effective is just the amount of water that your muscles need to store glycogen. It's massive. So, I mean, if you cut out carbs and you go for a walk and you deplete your body of glycogen, just to maintain the osmotic balance of fluids inside your muscles and out of your muscle tissue, and your body's just going to drop 8 pounds of water.
I mean, glycogen is the preferred energy for the body, so I mean,
Right.
we're going to store it. And I mean, how'd you feel? Did you feel like shit?
Oh my God, I've been on keto too many times for too long to actually even notice when I switch in and out.
Oh, sweet. That's good.
So, I mean, if it's your first time and you've never cut carbs, it's going to be a bad day for you.
I mean,
but I've done it so many times, I didn't, it makes no difference.
Whenever, I guess like 2 years ago, I told myself I would do like a little cut or whatever. So I didn't cut out carbs completely, but I cut them down from what they were. Energy levels, they felt okay. I think it just wasn't enough of a drastic cut when I was doing like a carb cut, or it was like a low carb, not necessarily like a no carb kind of a thing. So I still had energy, so I think there was enough of a transition for me to feel pretty okay and feel, not too bad on a low carb thing. So that's my experience.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the moment I weighed in, I went to the closest Little Caesars and I bought a large pizza,
Which is
breadsticks. I had a tub of ice cream. Like, it was like I just fucking.
It's so. How much
ham.
did you step on a scale after that just to see how much weight you gained back?
The day after my competition, I was 228.
See,
so I went from 214 to 228.
So,
overnight.
like, just so anybody's listening to this, like, you can fluctuate weight so fast, and it's not necessarily body fat. Like, you probably just gain a bunch of that water weight back, and it's not necessarily body fat. So you're going to hold a lot of that excess weight or whatever from just, especially these people who do, like, these crash diets. And, we'll talk about strongman in a second, but that was a good point for anybody who's, like, worried about, it's all or nothing. Either I don't eat anything or I just go ham and eat whatever because, nothing's happening. I mean, that's the point, is that, you can hold on to all that weight through water. So,
Yeah,
fluctuate.
but also, to be fair, it was very purposeful. Like I knew what I was doing. It's not like...
Yeah, but even so, but a lot of people who are ignorant in the fact of just general nutrition, they just don't understand why their weight might fluctuate, or they think they're just literally just getting fat every time they see a pound go up or down or whatever. So, but anyways, so you lost the weight.
Fucking thin people just don't understand fat people logic. Like I think what we need to do is we have to have an entire episode on what it feels like to be skinny your entire life and try to gain weight versus what it's like to be fat your entire life and then lose weight. Because there is a huge rift between people who, like, they just don't know. Like, people don't know fat logic. And the only way to understand fat logic is to actually have been fat with fat logic.
They mean like the rationale being fat, or what do you mean by that?
The whole thought process. Like, what do you think as a fat person? and
just
something
day-to-day, as you approach food or whatever.
and something as simple as all you're trying and you step on a scale and you gain a pound, instantaneously your brain's first thought is, well, fuck, this ain't working. Let's go ahead and have a big meal today, whatever.
Yeah, but that's shit. That's common for. I hear it all the time.
I
hear that all the time.
Yeah, and that's fat logic. That's exactly how it works. And then there's motherfuckers who are like skinny their entire life like you, and they're like, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to bulk and I just can't eat that much. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you can't eat? Like, oh, I'm so full. What do you mean you're full? Do you hate yourself yet? Well, then fucking keep eating.
Gone are the days of me thinking like that, though. I know that I don't have to be stuffing my face to gain actual muscle tissue, but whatever.
It's not about gaining muscle tissue. It's about hating yourself.
So did you hate yourself? The question is, did you hate yourself after you ate the ice cream and all that extra shit?
I hated myself before I ate the ice cream.
So what did it
then
do?
Then there was a brief period of window where I hated myself for eating the ice cream rather than hating myself for being fat.
So
and
did that make it better?
Myself for eating ice cream made it better.
Okay, so you felt better after you ate the ice cream, and then following the ice cream, then how'd you feel?
Well, I mean, it was a sugar crash. What do you think? Like shit.
Knocked out.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was this? What's the point of this episode?
So I mean, it's just your experience essentially in strongman, because I just want to talk about that whole experience.
Lost a bunch of weight.
So like after you went, and ate all that, so they don't give a shit if you like gain the weight back
that's
after?
The whole point of a weigh-in. That's why you weigh in the day before. That's why boxers do water cuts. They weigh in the day before. And it's to your, I mean, you can do day of weigh-ins, and there are some competitions that mandate a day of weigh-in. But no, everybody, I mean, cutting water to make weight is so common for like every single sport.
But that's interesting. But then it's like, okay, you cut the water weight, you make the weight class or whatever, and then, I mean, you could technically be heavier the next day, right? And then technically you're still within the weight class, but you're actually heavier.
That's the point. The point is mass moves mass.
Well, it's true, but I'm like, okay, well, now if this person, I wonder how many people at the competition just stayed at the weight just because they're like, okay, I'm at this weight, I qualify, and that was it. Like, they didn't actually go out of their way to
everybody at high level competition will be doing a weight cut. Okay. Unless you're like super confident or something, but like when I'm thinking about it, like just about everybody at the top of their sport in their weight class, like if you're in like under 90 kilos, you will weigh in as close to 90 kilos as you can, and then you're gonna weight cut. I mean, you're probably sitting around 94, 95 kilos. You do a weight cut, and then you come into the competition still weighing 95, 96 the next day.
So your competition was last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
How was your training that specific week? Like, what were you doing, if anything? Were you doing anything different that specific week of competition versus what you were kind of doing up until then?
Well, this competition was an impulse. It was just for fun because they had two events I wanted to do, which was the car deadlift and the truck pull. Truck pull ended up being canceled, and it was replaced. Yeah, that was very disappointing, but that's okay. Still had fun with the car deadlift because
I mean, you freaking killed that shit.
Deadlift. Yeah, I did.
I saw that. I was like, man, you probably could have done. Was it just like you stopped because the time limit was over, or what? Yeah, like you probably could have kept repping it out, right?
Yeah. So, so I didn't really train for any of the events, other than log press. The big difference that I did 2 weeks out was in Great Lakes Strongman, the log press is one clean and then just press away. Whereas in this competition, it was full reps, so clean and press every rep. So just 2 weeks before I started training log press with the full clean and press, and that was the only real change. All the other events I just didn't train for. They had a farmer carry, which it was only 170 pounds per hand. Fuck it, I've been training with 230 pounds per hand, so whatever, that's nothing. There was a yoke, which I'm like, oh, well, whatever. I'll deal with it.
The yoke.
I still finished the yoke.
I remember the fucking yoke. Oh my god, broke my fucking. I felt whatever that was. My mid, it was like my lumbar spine. Whatever the fuck I felt that one time we did that yoke walk, it was just destroyed me for like a week. I don't know, man.
It was about that way because it was the 45s on each side and the bar, like it was a 480 yoke. So I just finished it, whatever, don't care. So I've never trained for it. I just fuck it, I'll get it done.
I mean, at that point, what are you gonna do? Say no? You're gonna walk off? Of course you're gonna fucking try to do it, right?
Finish it, yeah. I mean, I'm
yeah.
Like, fuck it.
So you get there. Okay, so you did. So your training was pretty similar then, or you didn't have to train for?
I didn't do anything different.
Okay.
I mean, I knew I was gonna bomb, and I did. I came in last for the events I didn't train for. Well, I still finished them, but whatever.
We'll talk about that. But when you actually get there, because what time did you have to actually be there?
Competition started at 10. I got there at 9.
Okay.
To set up the tent and my coolers and all of that good stuff.
Oh yeah. What'd you need, or how did? Where, I guess, what did that look like? Where was the tent, or like?
So this was just this was in Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is a far suburb of Chicago. It's not even a suburb; it's its own independent township. And there's just a lot of space out there, so they don't really have like a bunch of small parks. They have like 3 massive parks there, and it was just in the parking lot of one of these massive parks.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So 9 a.m. you drove there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was
no,
it just...
I walked there.
I mean, okay, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
So you drive there. Okay, what are you thinking about as you're going to the competition? Like, what were you like filled with anxiety? Were you like, ah, fuck, I'm gonna fuck this shit up, or?
I didn't. Okay, so I did it for fun, and the only thing I was really hoping to do was the truck pull and the car deadlift. When we got there, we found out that the truck pull was canceled, so I'm like, no, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But whatever, I still get to have fun with the car deadlift. I get there, and I look at the people around me, I'm like, huh.
That's another thing. Like, what was the competition?
This is a whole bunch of fat dudes. I'm like, these are my people right here.
This is
like,
these are my people.
Just like fat pasty dudes. And I'm like, my man.
They're like, if I look like this, what can I do? I know, pick some shit up.
Strong man.
Pick some shit
if
up.
you want to call yourself an athlete, but eat like a fat ass, like strong man.
Hell yeah, there's hope for y'all left. Okay, but. Okay, yeah. Did you talk to any of the competition?
Yeah, especially when we were warming up, we were chatting because this was a very small competition. There was like 22 competitors total.
Okay.
So I was hanging around, we set up tents right next to each other and stuff, we were talking to the dude next to us, like, who was warming up and stretching, like, hey, are you going to stretch? And I'm like, no.
Now I'm going in raw, baby.
No, I don't. Like, you only did one warm-up set. I'm like, yeah, it's probably one too many. I have oh my god, it was weird. Like, all these people taking it so seriously, like stretching and doing full things, like
really?
Their hammer guns, and I'm just sitting there no, if I do that, I'll get tired.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, would you say like you didn't do it because you're like, okay, I know how my body's gonna move.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my body in some different
yeah, I didn't do it
too loose or whatever, like, because you already like hardened up your body doing everything else earlier in the week.
I mean, I did the same warm up routine I usually do. I warm up my hip, I warm up my shoulder, and I'm ready to go. Like, I don't really care for anything else, and stretch my ankle out. The first event was the log press, so I just did the empty bar for a few, and then I'm like, all right, well, let's keep going then.
That's cool.
Though I did take second place in my weight class on the log press.
That's pretty good, though. That's awesome.
A whole bunch of people bottomed out on it, so I felt suddenly really good about myself. I'm like, oh, shit, my shoulders aren't as weak as I thought they were.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I remember... I mean, like, even just, like, if you think about how far your strength has come in general, it's come such a long way from where you started. And I remember 225, shit, I remember I could barely lift 225 a couple years back. And, the first time you hit 225, and it's just like, yeah, whatever. That's, like, warm-up weights and even, like, overhead presses now.
Yeah, it's all the trend. It's just the trend.
No,
it's not me. It's
ivermectin, man. It's all the horse fucking meds you're taking, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the COVID vaccine, and suddenly everything was a lot stronger.
Well, you know what? This wasn't a drug-tested event, right? Or was it?
Strongman is never drug-tested.
Right, so...
Let's just assume that...
people are on some
Strongman
shit, possibly.
is never, ever drug-tested. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, looking at your competition, did they look like they're on some shit?
No.
Okay,
No.
so
God,
well, that's
no.
cool. Now doing well in this specific competition, if somebody, whoever placed first, I mean, what do they get, a medal, or do they qualify for something?
I don't think this was a qualifying event for anything. In Great Lakes Strongest Man, the top two in every the top two in every weight class and qualify for U.S. nationals. But this was just like a. Actually, I think there was one qualifier, but I don't remember what the rules were. Somebody did qualify. Somebody was qualifying for nationals in this event, so obviously they went ham. No, the usual like medals for strongman actually tend to be like daggers. So there's
that's
like
sweet.
Yeah, so daggers and swords. That's very very common in strongman.
Fuck those
where
bodybuilding.
the award is like a dagger or a sword or something. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like certain bodybuilding competitions will have like swords and like
Yeah.
helmets and shit. But like the Olympia being the most like prestigious, bodybuilding competition, you just get the whatchamacallit? What the fuck's his name?
A plate, a trophy.
No, the trophy,
Arnold.
but the guy.
Oh, the Olympus.
No.
Or Zeus, the dude holding up the planet.
No, he's not holding up a planet.
What the fuck,
It's
then?
the guy. It's the guy who they
Sisyphus.
say is the godfather of bodybuilding. He's like old school 1900s dude, mustache. What the
I don't
fuck?
know.
Oh my god! Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Hey Google, what's the name of the guy in the Arnold Trophy?
Olympia. Sandow. There we go.
Oh,
It's the Sandow.
okay.
The Sandow.
Yeah.
Something Sandow. So you get some dude holding a barbell, but you could get a fucking dagger.
In Great Lakes Strongest Man, it's a bat. It's an
What?
engraved bat.
So you could feel like fucking Sting.
It's always something, It's almost never a trophy or a medal or something like that. It's always something interesting. Yeah.
I think that's
yeah.
cooler. I think that's a bit more memorable, I would say. So how did as far as like each event, so like what was the first event then? Like you get there, what was event one?
Log press.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then is it like people are just lined up in a line and you just approach the log and then they do your reps and the next person?
Yeah,
like, conveyor belt?
so it's all set up by weight class and order. Usually it's reverse order of sign up. So if you're the first to sign up, you're last to go.
Okay.
Which is to your benefit because like mentally how many reps you need to do to beat everybody else.
Ooh,
So for
true.
the one person, for example, I came second place. First place did one more rep than me. Now, same thing happened in my car deadlift. I came in second place. The dude who came in first did one rep more than me because I went first.
You think there's a strategy to do less reps on a certain event?
There is for some. So let's say if you're not going to do well in an event, just get a couple of points on the board and then, save your energy for an event you're more dominant in. So there are some, but I'm not nowhere near good enough to start playing strategies. For me, it was all like, well, let's just see how many points I can get on the board.
This shit was like, because I remember
Yeah.
you told me about this event and it was like super last minute. You're like, oh, by the way, you screenshotted the ticket order sale or whatever. You're like, all right, I'm doing this. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. I would go if I didn't already just, confirm a bunch of clients that day. But shit, I'm super glad you did it. So you did the log press, and then what was after that?
That was the yoke. So it was log press into yoke, and I picked up the empty yoke, and I walked it halfway because it was 50 yards out. I mean, 50 feet out, 50 feet back. So you had to turn around. So I did it halfway with the empty yoke, and then with the full competition weight, I just kind of picked it up, felt it on my shoulders. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And then I just
Walked it. That's one thing I wish I had.
Just to feel it.
Was a yoke. Like I've seen.
I'll probably buy one.
Yeah,
some
that's a
point.
big piece of fucking equipment.
It's expensive.
On top of that, yeah, but it's just like where you put something like that. So yoke, and then
I'll stash it in Iron Mine Gym when I go back in October.
oh yeah, because they're remodeling, or
Yeah.
they're doing like a pretty big ass remodel.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna like, hey Joe, I got myself a yoke. If I keep it here, will you be all right with that? He's like, can other people use it? Like, yeah, okay, whatever.
All right, cool.
We're here.
So it was log bar, yoke, and then what was the third one? Was that the deadlift?
Yeah. So the next one was the deadlift. which I had fun with. I've never done a car deadlift, and it does feel a little weird. If it feels like a in between, like it's like a hybrid of a Smith machine deadlift, but
Really?
with like it's a hex bar Smith machine deadlift is what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Fixed in place, I guess, is what there's like some kind of like hydraulic mechanism.
No, I mean it's a frame.
Oh, okay.
It's a frame. So but because it is in line, like the bar doesn't move forward or backwards or anything like that, so it feels like a Smith machine hex bar. If I had to describe it, if you had a Smith machine that's also a hex bar, that's what it feels like.
That's interesting. Because I couldn't tell from the video. Like, it just looked like, okay, well, it was like there was a frame or whatever under the vehicle, and then there were handles, and you were just like lifting the backside of the car or whatever.
Right, precisely.
Okay.
So that one was interesting. I've never felt it, but we
nailed it. 15 reps.
Like, there was a warm up, so I put on my straps and I ripped it up one, and I'm like, I can probably do 10 of those. I actually have it on video. Let me show you.
Yeah, I actually do.
I have it. I don't
want to see the non-scene or the.
I'll show you one of the behind the scenes. Where was it? And this one was hilarious because. Oh no! Damn it! It was on. No, I don't have it because it was on Natalia's Snapchat many days ago, and I came up like after just like trying the card delve, and I'm like, I could probably do that for 10. She's like, why not 15? I'm like, why not 15? It ended up being 15.
Secret sauce, man. Somebody has to just challenge you. Challenge you to fucking do 15 reps.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Yeah. Well, you did, so that's great. So car deadlift, and then what was after that?
I have to point something out though, and I do have to admit this. Strongman is this like how bodybuilding is like for show, and they might have big muscles, but they're nowhere near as strong as like say powerlifters in their same weight class.
For sure.
That's what strongman is. Strongman is a test of strength, but it's more so, can it look dramatic? It's like the professional wrestling of strength sports. Like,
I like that.
There's weightlifting, there's powerlifting, there's all these really formalized disciplines where it's actual weight, the barbell, whereas strongman is just like
this is a tool for fitness.
You pick up the car.
Yeah, this is a barbell. This is meant for fitness and strength training. And it's like, all right, let's see if you can lift that car over there.
Okay, but what if... But what if it were what if it were an axle but from a train?
From a train. So
from
make
a
it
train.
I mean, hey, that shit looks way cooler than like you're a guy coming up to a barbell. Freaking nerds.
If I had to put an actual weight on it, like it looks impressive, but if I had to put an actual weight on like how much weight was like actually at the end, because it's a lever, it's a fulcrum, it's not like you're lifting the weight of the car.
Like 2,000.
So if I maybe maximum 415, 400-ish.
So I wasn't paying attention to like how low you have to kind of go. Did it feel like it felt like a normal deadlift, or what? Did it feel more like a rack pull, or?
It was a rack pull. Okay. It felt like a rack pull. If I had to say, it was probably right at my knee.
Okay.
So I mean, of course, 5'4" me has the advantage there.
I mean, whatever. That's fuck you, tall motherfuckers. I got the advantage here.
Tall motherfuckers had the advantage on everything else. Fuck you. So
that's cool. So. Was that the last event? Or
no.
Was it...
Then there was the farmer's carry, which I felt much more confident about. I'm obviously slow because I haven't trained for moving events ever, because they're not in any of my competitions.
Yeah.
But I felt really, really good about the farmer's carry because it was light, 170 pounds per hand to me, especially since I've been training that 230 all the way up to 250 because I thought that was going to be the competition weight until they lowered it. So I'm just like, fuck it, grip it and rip it. So I did. And then
you were moving pretty fast. You were doing good.
I still came in last place, but whatever. I
was it.
I never
speed,
trained for those events.
It for like
it's time. So
okay.
it's just like the yoke. 50 feet out, 50 feet back. Whoever does it fastest gets the most points.
I see.
The last event is what fucked me up because it was a load medley. So here's 3 items. You have to put them over a bar or on a platform. In this case, it was over a bar.
See, now you say items.
I say items.
What items are we talking about? Like,
So this is very common in strongman competition where they will do this. And they will always have, like, many competitions will have a mystery event that you don't know about the day of. It's a way to, like, really, like, even out the playing field. Sure. Like, if somebody doesn't have equipment or something like that, you don't know what you get walking into it, and it really is like a true test of strength rather than technique or anything like that. And yeah,
pulling the sword out of the stone.
Exactly. So it was a load medley. So it was 3 items that you have to get over the bar. I'm sorry, you didn't know what they were until the day of, which is fine. That's very common for strongman. So I figured load medley. It was a medley race, so it included a carry. Like, the first item would be 10 feet away.
Can I just
you
point
walk
out
it over,
that you
carry it 20 feet, 30 feet over
to an inanimate object. I forget what meme I saw where it's like, sorry. It's like a Chicago thing. Apologize to the shopping cart as you bump into it. But go ahead. It's funny.
And then I get there and I see a stone and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I've only ever actually had Atlas stones for maybe a month now, right? And I've only ever actually trained with them maybe 3 times. And the lightest stone I have is 165 pounds, so I've done that a handful of times, but the second stone I have is 215, and I couldn't even budge that off the ground. So I come into the competition, and the stone is 200 pounds, and I'm like, oh, shit. Well, I might as well give it a go. So
200 pounds?
Yeah, so I chalked up, and I'm like, fuck it, might as well try it. The second event was a keg. The keg was 215 pounds, and the third event was another keg that was 250 pounds. Now, I warmed up. I tried it. Like pick up the 250-pound stone. I got it up to here. I'm like, fuck it, I can do that. Fucking stone killed me. It was.
Now, do you get points if you, like, pick it up? Like, okay, I lifted it off the ground. Is that a point?
You have to get it over. So, okay. And because it's a medley, you can't do it out of order. You have to start with this, then this, then this. So I bombed out on the last event.
Well,
I was in second place the entire competition just because I got that many points off my log and my deadlift. Like, if I had literally gotten just the stone over, I would have had enough points to stay in third.
I mean, I would use that as, like, momentum, man. I wouldn't even be disappointed about that. It's literally a competition you did on a whim.
Yeah.
Barely trained for what you should have expected there. This specific event, or this next competition, is the more formal one you were, kind of training for. So, I mean, you should feel pretty damn good, honestly.
I felt okay. I mean, when you see yourself in second place all the way up to the last event, you're like, fuck.
You're like, man, I could have been first.
Damn.
If you ain't first, you last.
Damn, I could have finished. Like, I could have had a finisher if I had.
That's pretty fucking incredible. I think that's, like, super good to make it as far as you did, regardless of, whatever that load medley was or whatever. So I mean, what's the next competition is in 2 weeks?
Great Lakes Strongest Man on the 25th. I'm going to pick you up on the 24th, stupid early.
24th. Okay, 24th.
Like, I will be here at 5 a.m., maybe even earlier. Because
so the event's on Saturday.
Okay,
and then
weigh-ins on Friday. Okay. I might.
Are we staying there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, we're gonna drive all the way back.
That was like.
Yeah. So okay. it's like a 6-hour drive, man.
Yeah.
So I might have to do a water cut anyway, just because it is 2 weeks and I am still 225 right now, and I just don't know if I want to take the calorie cut training these last 2 weeks, because my training has stagnated the last month. So I just don't know if I want to I don't know if I want to take the calorie cut and sacrifice, that much training intensity.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just train on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday Tuesday start cutting out the carbs, get like 2 no carb days. No, actually,
so what do you gotta weigh in for this
competition? Still under 220.
Okay, so you gotta be like 215 or whatever.
Yeah, so 219 and I'm good. It could be
219.9
and I'm good. That's the thing. So I think I'm just gonna do another water cut. And that's fine. And now I know what to expect. But here's why I'm going to tell you why I'm really, really glad I did this competition on a whim, and it wasn't just because I got an awesome Instagram footage of a car deadlift. It's
that
because
is pretty good footage.
now I know exactly what I need to bring with me. Because at the time I had my full shaker cup with my electrolyte blend. I had 2 large Gatorades. I had 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay, that's not enough. As it turns out,
you need a fucking dinner course or
yeah.
like a buffet.
So I know exactly what I need to bring. Sour Patch Kids and the whole thing, and like definitely like 3 sandwiches. You definitely need like 5 bottles of Gatorade because you are just sweating up a fucking storm the entire. I mean, it didn't help that it was like 95 degrees that day.
Yeah, I wonder what it's gonna be like that day.
No, it won't. It's probably gonna be like 75, which is fine. So I know exactly what I need to bring with me to be safe. So I know to bring a cooler. I know what to do. So that alone made it worth it.
That's cool. So I mean, you got a good idea now. Now you know exactly as far as like preparation beforehand. So there at least there's that where you don't really know what to expect. Now you have at least some inclination. And as far as the actual events at the Great Lakes Strongest Man, similar, or there's no stone there?
No, like there's no stone. So in Great Lakes Strongest Man, it's log bar, farmer's hold for time.
Oh, you nailed that the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I was really proud of myself.
Yeah.
The deadlift for reps, sandbag to shoulder for reps, and power stairs.
I mean, that's literally what you've been training for the most part.
That's all I've been training.
Yeah.
That's literally the only stuff I've been training. And I'm not even going to train power stairs anymore just because it's 300 pounds. Like, I fling 300 pounds is nothing. I've trained it a handful of times. I even put the handle like an inch higher than it will be in competition, or the highest possible height it could be in competition, and I just...
I think that's smart, so that way when you actually just do the competition height, then it's like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know I'm not going to place in this competition at all because I looked at the roster because they uploaded it, and I just like started stalking some people down on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't compete with that shit at all. Like, these are people who like actually deadlift 600 pounds, so a 500 pound for a rep competition is like, it's like me deadlifting 400, whatever. So I'm like, oh, shit, okay, well, that's fine. Now it's just, well, I wonder how well I can do.
Exactly. It's just it's like most people say, or the cliche thing, it's you versus you. But honestly, for your own just self progression, it really is you versus you. So it's a good measuring stick for yourself to see how you do amongst these potential giants or whatever.
An interesting note.
David versus Goliath. This is like a pro wrestling promo right now.
Do you know on Instagram the Stone Bear dude? Like, I'm a man.
Yeah, I think so.
He's competing in Great Lakes Strongest Man.
Really?
Like, I thought about it because he was training a lot of the same events I've been training because I follow him on TikTok, and I'm like, some of your events make sense. And then I was looking up people who are in my weight class, and I'm like, wait, this guy looks familiar, and it's the dude who he hangs out with and trains with. And I'm like, oh shit.
What's his tag on Instagram?
Stone Bear?
Is that just it? Like Stone Bear Mason? That guy?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I no, I don't know on Instagram. So you'd have to go to TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
I did not find him on Instagram.
I think, do we follow him or something?
Yeah, I do.
That must be. Because I think I did see like, oh, this person's going live now or whatever.
This guy. So he's obviously competing in one of the open categories. Sure. Yeah. So that's the only cool thing I learned from stalking down everybody in the competition. But
that's cool. You could see just how and what he does, but he's got it all on TikTok from what it looks like.
There's 100 people in this competition, so
100?
Yeah. There's 100 competitors.
Well, there's no way you're gonna be. I don't think you'll be dead last. I don't think.
Well, I mean, there is. I think like 15 in my weight class.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm definitely better than 50% of them.
There you go. That's all that matters. Honestly, hey, 100 people, so it's a bigger competition, so that's exciting in itself. I wonder what the setup is. I wonder if it's like similar to what you experienced.
Oh, it's gonna be nothing like it. This is so much bigger. Like this is the biggest.
Like there's gonna be like Titantron and shit. You think?
No, it's not gonna be a Titantron. But this is definitively like the largest competition in like the Midwest,
Upper Midwest, or whatever.
Like this is like there's a lot of people signing up for this because it's also a massive qualifier for nationals. So like every strongman from fucking Kansas to if you're willing to drive out here or fly out here, all power to you.
Shit, well, this is gonna be good PR. You know what I should make? I should make some business cards for us, hand them out, stick them everywhere. That'd be good PR.
I was half considering just like buying one of those iron-on kits and like Iron Theory shirt.
Yeah,
but then it's all like I kind of want to wear the Great Legs Strong and Span shirt. I like the little light twitch.
Yeah,
I am gonna go back to work on Monday and wear the fuck out of that shirt. Like, well, I'm just gonna tell everybody I won.
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
What are you gonna do?
Who's gonna say
who's gonna say I didn't? Like, do you not follow me on Facebook? I had to deadlift a car for 15 reps last time. Like, how much does a car weigh? 2,200 pounds. Fuck you. What makes you think I didn't win? Like,
hopefully they're not listening to this podcast.
I'm not gonna stolen valor myself out of this. Like,
stolen valor. Yeah, it's like those guys who say they're from the military, but they were actually never in the military.
Yeah, homeless vet. You know, I'm like, yeah, I believe maybe two of you, but not the whole, not your squad buddies. I don't believe all of you. I believe the one that looks like, okay, you were definitely military, and I'm sorry that our country isn't treating you right after you damn near died for some rich man's oil war. However,
fuck yeah,
I do not believe him. I believe you, not him. Definitely not him.
That guy just listens to Cannibal Corpse, likes to wear cargo shorts that are camouflage and those like black shoes that are like unnamed brand black like leather shoe.
You're less of a veteran and more of a paintball enthusiast. Okay, so let's just
right, exactly. Weekend warrior.
Yeah,
go to the local paintball shot thing.
Yeah, fucking out there. You want to know one thing that always entertains me about military people? Like when you ask like military, I'm like, that's cool. So where'd you serve? And they'll always tell you like fucking 69 airborne. Like I don't know what the fuck those divisions mean. And I'm starting to think that the military doesn't actually do them. And it's just an inside joke between veterans. I'm like, yeah, I served in the 36th Infantry. Like what 36? What do those numbers mean?
Yeah,
I don't think they mean anything. I don't think they exist.
So what happened to the 35?
Yeah, I don't know. They're all dead, obviously. I think and I'm convinced of this, that they make those up. And they are just fucking with us normies. They come out there, I'm from the 69 420 division. Like, no, fuck you. That is not real. I refuse to believe that's real.
It's like when you're playing an online game and you're just like, okay, my gamer tag is 420, blaze it,
Exactly. I refuse to believe it's real. I think everybody in the military is making it up.
Because I think it's an inside joke. Like, people can make online personas. I could be whoever the fuck I want online. And who's going to say I'm not that?
Yeah, it's like that old copy pasta, like, I'm a Marine and I've trained to kill people with my finger. You are nothing to me, blah, blah, blah.
That's my favorite. I always like that super edgelord shit. I like repasting that shit.
I need to read it for the podcast. Copy pasta Marine. Let's do it. Oh, it's a Navy SEAL. I'm sorry.
69th Infantry, 420, 420th Division.
Okay. Let's see if I can voice act it out. What the fuck did you just say about me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEALs, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Al-Qaeda, and I have over 300 confirmed kills. I am trained in guerrilla warfare, and I'm the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces. You are nothing to me but just another target. I will wipe you the fuck out with precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words. You didn't get away with saying that shit to me over the internet? Think again, fuck. As we speak, I am contacting my secret network of spies
Oh, okay.
across the USA, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes you out, the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're fucking dead, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can kill you in over 700 ways.
Holy shit.
And that's just
700.
with my bare hands.
Oh. Holy shit.
Not only am I extensively trained in unarmed combat, but I have access to the entire arsenal of the United States Marine Corps, and I will use it to its full extent to wipe your miserable ass off the face of the continent, you little shit. Can't read.
I wonder, like, how many people, like, so, okay, that's been copy-pasted, but I wonder how many people read that and got legitimately frightened for their life that this person was indeed all that. There must have been, statistically, there must have been at least a handful, right?
I have no idea.
Somebody must have believed that shit.
I mean, people believe a lot of shit they read on the internet.
I mean...
Case in fact...
Yeah.
Ivermectin,
Ivermectin?
Horse dewormer.
Horse dewormer.
People believe a lot of things. I don't know.
Yeah, I would not. Consult your doctor, please.
I don't think we're talking about gaming today, are we?
Yeah, we'll save it for next time. But
Call.
This was pretty fun. Yeah, ivermectin, and what do we get out of this?
When are you signing up for your first show?
Shit, man, you put me on the spot.
man,
I'm gonna see. I mean, I know they're going on. I know as far as like, you know, bodybuilding stuff's been going on.
Look it up and give yourself a year, you know?
Yeah. Usually they happen around springtime, or I think like winter is pretty typical, or like summer, I should say, and then like a winter time thing. Natural, of course. I'm not gonna put any drugs in my body, so that way people can see, okay, he looks pretty
Except
good.
for friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Except for friendship.
Except for friendship.
I'll put that in my body.
Friendship is the only drug I put in my body. I say as I'm drinking down enough caffeine to knock out a horse.
Hell yeah. You know what? I mean, what did I had a G Fuel.
It's only a little bit of testosterone.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Your body makes it. It's good for you.
Yeah, you just got to put a little bit more.
You just
Because
gotta
then,
put a little more.
and just have a lot of body dysmorphia because you get really big and then suddenly stop and you're like, oh shit, I got to be on drugs again because I'm small again.
And then you got to be on drugs to cancel out the gyno that you got from the test.
Just a little puffy nipple. Just
a little
like,
puffy
nobody's
nipples.
noticing, right? Nobody
No.
notices my puffy nipples.
I don't know. It's really the back knee it's the back knee that gave it away.
I saw there's this. I don't know this kid. He's at the gym, but the only thing I think he got out of doing any drugs was the fucking back knee, because this motherfucker still looks the same. And then I just saw him like, so there was like a time span of about 5 months. He looked pretty normal or whatever, and then I saw him, you know, starting like a month ago, and then suddenly he just had like fucking Mount Acne on his back. Like it was like like fuck ton of acne. Like it was like red fucking dots everywhere on his forehead, on his fucking back, like everywhere.
Maybe it's smallpox.
I don't know. Well, hopefully, shit. I've been wiping down all my gym equipment. Fuck, stay the fuck away from me. But I don't know. But I'm under the impression, because he doesn't look like he'd be on drugs. Like they're not doing anything to his muscles. He just has some really bad fucking acne.
Maybe he was just misled, and he's like, "Oh, if I just take steroids, I will automatically look better." Like the only thing they do is they speed up your recovery time.
So you could literally just work hard.
Yeah,
work harder.
All they do
faster.
is unlock the key to just work out more. Like, and if you don't do it, just because you're taking steroids, if you're still doing the same shit, nothing's gonna happen to you. Like,
I mean, and just like, yeah, you will build more muscle tissue because you have this supply of testosterone overflowing in your veins. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll do one in a year.
the steroids?
No, damn, fuck.
I'll just
See, I
do
didn't
one.
put context. Shit, no, there was
Maybe
no
I'll
context there.
We're talking
do a
about drugs,
cycle.
and you're like, yeah, maybe I'll do one.
Maybe I'll do a cycle.
One
No.
cycle can't hurt.
I need more. No cycles, but we'll
Motherfuckers be afraid of needles.
We'll do
Once it
our
goes
darnest.
into, like,
a little Ostarine. I'm not taking steroids, dude. I'd take SARMs.
Sarm sandwich.
Fucking A. But
Sarm sandwich.
anywho,
What is liver toxicity?
I don't feel.
Why
like
are your eyes yellow?
Jaundice.
Jaundice.
All right, I guess that'll do for today's stream, jaundice. But then I guess next week
we'll talk about games.
Yeah, I think that's a fun topic. Yas.
God, my knee hurts. Why does my knee hurt?
Yoke walk.
No, that makes sense.
That's what I would just assume, because it's just like, okay, yeah, it's a gyrating thing on your back, and then you're walking.
Yeah, it fucked me up the next day. Like the next day, I'm like, oh, that my knee actually really does hurt. It felt wobbly for like 3 days, but then it was fine.
My spine, but yeah. Anyways, till next week, gaming should be fun. We'll talk about our. We'll think about it. We'll talk about esports. I think we could touch on esports.
We'll finally get to the esports we've been saying we'll talk about for a month.
Yeah. So we'll talk about esports and our own obvious experience in games, because we're on Twitch, and obviously there's a fuck ton of gamers on Twitch. So tune in for that. We're out. Thanks for listening.